Alright everybody, not gonna waste any more time. This is my second rant of the day before I call it a night. Cause I gotta check my schedule, see if I work tonight. Gotta check my schedule, see if I work tonight. If I go in at 2, I'm going to bed right now. But if I go in at 3, then I can stay up for another hour. But let's get right into it. October 30th, 2001. Erick released his 4th solo album named after one of his hit singles from the album, Music. The album was released by J Records, making Erick Sermon's debut album on the label. The entire album was produced by Erick Sermon himself, except for the song It's Nothing, which is produced by the Rockwilder. The album debuted at number 33 on the Billboard 200 and number 8 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart, marking Erick Sermon's second most popular solo album. The 2 singles from the album include the album title Music and I'm Hot. Erick Sermon's most popular song peaked at number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100. Also, the music video and the song is off the soundtrack of the movie What's the Worst That Could Happen by starring Martin Lawrence and Danny DeVito. Guest appearances include Erick Sermon's fellow Def Squad members Redman and Keith Murray, Scarface, Olivia, Marvin Gaye, LL Cool J, Cy Scott, and Daytona Kari. Former Murder Inc. rapper Cadillac Ty. So my thoughts about Erick Sermon's music album 20 years later. It is definitely one of Erick Sermon's best solo albums of the 2000s, next to his next album, React. I like how the song Music was sample vocals from Marvin Gaye. But yeah, Erick Sermon's music album is a classic. It was released the day before Halloween back in 2001. And it's another one of the best hip-hop albums of that year. I was listening to the song Music early before I went live on Twitch. But yeah, it's a classic. Erick Sermon's music is a classic. A classic album. Definitely one of Erick Sermon's best works. Thank you, Erick Sermon, for 20 years of your 4th solo album, Music. Alright. Now let's get to the second album that is 20 years old. October 30th, 2001, the same day, the same year on October 30th, Michael Jackson released his 10th and final album, Invincible. The album was released under Sony Records and Epic Records. The album debuted at I'm assuming number 1 on the Billboard 200. And yep, number 1 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. And it was certified double platinum. Yep. It was certified double platinum in January 2002. It has sold 8 million copies worldwide. The album has 3 singles: You Rock My World, Cry, and Butterflies. This was Michael Jackson's last album that was released during his lifetime before his death in 2009. Wow, Michael Jackson. This was Michael Jackson's last album before his passing. Does Michael Jackson has any guest appearances on here? I think the only guest appearance on this album is, Carlos Santana, Slash, and the late great Notorious B.I.G. And this was also his 6th album through Epic Records. Sorry about that. If you listen to the song, what's the first song? Unbreakable. If you listen to the Notorious B.I.G.'s lyrics in that song, you know that verse is from Shaquille O'Neal's song, You Can't Stop the Rain. If you listen to it. Biggie's verse in the song Unbreakable from Michael Jackson's Invincible album is his 2nd verse from Shaq's song, You Can't Stop the Rain. You Rock My World peaked at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was nominated for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance at the 2002 Grammys. And you know Chris Tucker was featured in the music video You Rock My World. So my thoughts about Michael Jackson's Invincible album. It's the only Michael Jackson album that was released in the 2000s. And sadly, there was no concert tour to promote the album, because Michael Jackson refused to tour, adding to the already growing rift between him and Sony Music Entertainment. Dang. But yeah, it's still one of Michael Jackson's best works. It's still one of Michael Jackson's best works looking back 20 years later. I just can't believe this was his last album. He has not released an album from 2001, from 2002 until his death in 2009. Despite that, Michael Jackson decided to not go on tour to promote this album. It's still one of his best works. I was just listening to the song Butterflies before I started doing his rant. So it's definitely a classic, one of Michael Jackson's best albums. And it's his only album in the 2000s. But yeah, man, both Erick Sermon album Music and Michael Jackson's Invincible both released on the same day, the day before Halloween. Such a good album from the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. But anyway, I'm not going to waste any more time. That wraps up my rant celebrating 20 years of Erick Sermon's 4th solo album Music and Michael Jackson's 10th and final album Invincible. So if you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content and hit that notification bell for my next anniversary rant. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Leave your comment down below. What are your thoughts about Erick Sermon's Music and Michael Jackson's Invincible albums turning 20 years old on the same day? Oh my God, Uncle Mike just hit a single RBI. That's the Astros that I know. Astros, they want to win this shit. And I know the Braves do too. I'm currently watching Game 4 of the World Series. Uncle Mike Brantley just hit a single RBI. Anyway, tomorrow is Halloween. I did not get a chance to pick up a Halloween costume, but you will see me wear one of my Halloween shirts tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm doing a recap of today's college football game between the Texas Longhorns and the Baylor University Bears, and part 2 of my Let's Play of Kirby's Return to Dreamland. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. Peace. Happy 20th anniversary to Erick Sermon's 4th solo album, Music, and Michael Jackson's 10th and final album, Invincible.